All right, good to see everybody. I got something I wanted to talk to y'all about today. There's something that happened back in 1969 that made a lot of news and even has a monument made after it. I'm not going to say that it didn't happen because I do believe that it did happen, but I believe that, my opinion, it happened under a different circumstance than what some people may think have happened. I have a different opinion and hypothesis to what actually would have happened. So we'll go ahead and get into it, and I'll kind of explain myself more as we talk about this encounter. When numerous residents of Berkshire County, Massachusetts, individually reported having seen a UFO on September 1st, 1969, authorities were at a loss for an explanation. This wasn't a lone sighting induced by sleep deprivation that could easily be dismissed. It truly appeared as though something uncanny had occurred. On the evening in question, residents spotted lights above the Sheffield in the southern Berkshires. Many of the witnesses said that the lights were fitted to an unidentified disc shaped craft that was maneuvering in unprecedented ways. Some witnesses claimed they lost track of time as they gazed with stunned fascination at the object. Thomas Reed was 9 years old at the time. In the car with his mother, brother, and grandmother, that night the family noticed a group of glowing orbs dash out of the roadside trees. Reed claims that something astounding happened when heading home. His family approached the Sheffield Bridge. It came to a stop off the right side of the road. He recalled the glowing orbs. Everything got really calm. It was like being in the middle of a hurricane. There was like a barometric change in pressure. It was just like a dead silence. Then there was an eruption of crickets and frogs, and it got really loud, and that was it. The family suddenly found itself back in the car, but they had, inexplicably, lost 2 hours of memory. Stranger still, Reed's mother and grandmother had somehow switched car seats. Inside the Sheffield covered bridge, a monument was erected near the covered bridge in the Sheffield where residents said that they saw the UFO. Despite any tangible evidence of the Berkshire UFO incident, Reed has remained steadfast in his account. He said over time the family regained some memory of the incident, including having been a hangar like facility with other people. When encountered something, said Reed, it was definitely not of this world. This hangar thing we were in was huge. It was larger than a football field. This hallway we had seen was circular with a wide configuration almost to control the flow of traffic. The one room had a bow in it that was well rounded. It's important to remember that Reed was the only one of the dozens of people who reported witnessing a UFO in the Sheffield area that night. Some were adults who called into local radio stations to report the sightings. Others were children who began drawing UFOs in class. There must have been 20 or 30 sketches that were drawn by children in our fourth grade class from what they saw, said Reed. They hung underneath the classboard in Sheffield Center School. More than one of these hang in the Roswell Museum today. People don't realize the significance of this. And so it wasn't just us. I have a theory on what some people believe these beings, to be aliens. And I don't believe they're aliens, is what a lot of people think. I believe them to be demons, disembodied spirits. I believe the aliens may also be the Watchers, and I also believe that under the Watchers may have possibly have been the Anunnaki, and then so forth. You would have had the Nephilim, and then the disembodied Nephilim would have been the demons. So I think there's a lot more there to be said. They were said that they live in the earth, on the earth, and above the earth in the heavens. Which a lot of people say that they see things in the skies and they see things on other planets and stuff. We're warned in the Bible not to worship those things, and that is part of the warning, I believe, is because those are the Watchers and the fallen ones, and they are in those areas. And I just believe that that's what they are, and I think that since we're getting closer to what I believe the end of time, we're going to start seeing more and more of this come to pass. It seems right now, we're seeing a whole lot of things come to pass, and the Euphrates River is drying up, and there's fallen ones chained under there. So I believe that as time gets closer, we're going to start seeing more and more and more. But the one thing I did notice, and just after reading about this in other places and researching, a lot of the people that were attempted to be abducted, or a lot of the people that were abducted, said that whenever they used the word Jesus, that these creatures left. So that tells me a whole lot, that if they're rebuked in the name of the Lord and they leave, well, that pretty much tells me what they are. And if you'll notice, a lot of the people that are abducted by them and go through all of this, a lot of them are atheists or don't believe in God. So I think there's a lot there to be learned, a lot more to be researched. I'm just on the very top of it, and I know that this is my personal opinion. But I believe that people having these things come into their homes and stuff. And I actually know a lady that had one come into her home that ran up to the side of her bed and looked her right in the eyes. I'm hoping to have a discussion with her whenever the time comes that we can have her on a live and have a really deep conversation about this. She has studied this for years and has a lot of knowledge and also has encounters of them. So, hey guys, I thought this was an important one to put out. I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this short story. I seen it. It's an actual encounter, I believe. The town took it serious enough that they have a monument in an area that you can go to. So I believe it did happen. I just believe that they're different than what a lot of people think they are. I believe they're demons, watchers, and the fallen angels. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and what you think it may be. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, keep your head on a swivel and don't be something's dinner.